An inmate at FCI Fort Dix has allegedly made claims that are now spreading rapidly online, adding fresh intensity to the headlines surrounding Sean Combs. Social media is buzzing with unverified reports of prison footage and speculation about internal tensions, all emerging in the wake of 50 Cent's Netflix docuseries. Since the series aired, renewed scrutiny and alleged testimony have fueled conversations about past controversies and possible new investigations. In this video, we're breaking down what's being reported, what remains speculation, and how these latest developments are shaping the broader narrative.
Well, Diddy is just a working class stiff while he's at Fort Dix.
So when you're at a prison and somebody says, you read any good books lately? Diddy is the answer.
He's the guy to go to because we got video of him at Fort Dix reporting for work in the library, where he is making recommendations and handing out different movies and books for his fellow inmates.
I'm really fascinated just by the library
but
itself.
You're seeing him here. This is him reporting to work, taking off his jacket, taking off his scarf, and settling in for a day on the job.
It looks like a public school library.
Yeah.
It's
this was the chapel, and this is the media library in the chapel, which is where Diddy's currently working. He's working in a Life Connections program, which is an 18-month program that helps rehab people and get them closer to spirituality, to charity groups, and with that, it will shorten his sentence. But in this media library, he helps inmates with religious material, rent out movies, that kind of stuff. You see him pushing a
really
cart
interesting
with a TV on it.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the laundry room when he first got there.
Yeah,
this got to be
his first assignment.
This got to be a promotion.
Yeah.
It feels like a promotion. It feels like maybe he tried the lunchroom and put in a request for something different.
Yeah, it does believe it does sound
mogul.
like he used maybe possibly some connections to get a better job.
This is only part of the narrative, and if online reports are to be believed, the situation may be far more intense than it appears. While images circulating on social media suggest Sean Combs looking composed, rumors claim he has faced multiple threats over the past year. Unverified accounts allege incidents at facilities such as the Metropolitan Detention Center, Brooklyn, and FCI Fort Dix in New Jersey, fueling speculation that tensions inside may be high. However, no official confirmations have substantiated claims of repeated attacks, making it critical to separate documented facts from viral rumor as the story continues to unfold.
So Diddy is claiming that his throat was nearly in prison. According to Diddy, he was asleep in his cell and he woke up to a man standing over him with a shank at his throat. It's important to understand that this incident was not an attempted murder. If this person wanted to kill Diddy, he never even would have seen it coming until he was bleeding out of his throat. This was a warning, and this was a mark of things to come for Diddy. First off, Diddy is down on a bad charge, and it doesn't matter that it's not like a child charge, it's still a sex charge, and people in prison, they don't like that. Even though it's a prostitution charge and the prostitutes that he had transported across state lines were men, it's still a sex beef. That honestly is going to seem even weirder to dudes in there. Also have to keep in mind that Diddy has a lot of money, and they're going to want that money, and they're going to get that money out of him whether he wants them to or not. Also have to keep in mind that Diddy is famous, so if you were the dude who beat up, stabbed, or clapped Diddy's cheeks, that gives you a certain amount of clout in prison.
Online speculation suggests that pressure may be mounting around Sean Combs, with some commentators theorizing that certain individuals would prefer he remain silent. When he was reportedly taken into custody in September, federal prosecutors were said to be examining potential RICO-related allegations, a framework typically used to investigate coordinated criminal enterprises. Notably, public filings at the time did not name additional defendants, which has fueled debate and conjecture online. However, no verified evidence has confirmed claims of unnamed accomplices attempting intimidation. As with any developing legal matter, separating documented charges from assumption is critical before drawing conclusions.
Mark, Diddy is going to spend definitely 2+ years in a federal prison. I just want to lay this out right now. He is a target because they talked about this in court. They said somebody tried to shank him already, and that he is a big target. Are you concerned that Sean Diddy Combs could be assaulted, violently assaulted? Is that a thing? Because based on what was said in court, it feels like a thing.
Yeah, it clearly is a thing. I mean, they're already, and he did not want to make a big deal of it. They already tried to shank him once at the MDC, and that was thwarted.
It's important to separate perception from verified fact. Online narratives often portray Sean Combs as someone who believed his influence and network could shield him from serious consequences. As a high-profile entrepreneur, he has publicly interacted over the years with major political figures such as Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and Donald Trump, and has appeared at events attended by members of the British royal family. However, public appearances or social connections do not equate to protection from legal scrutiny. While speculation suggests he may have assumed his status offered insulation, no credible evidence supports claims that influence alone guarantees immunity from prosecution.
Don't you hate people that don't know when to shut the hell up? Now look, it's this Diddy thing. Look what he's saying now. Diddy been running around Fort Dix, bragging about Trump supposed to be pardoning him early next year. This is what he's telling inmates. But I'm gonna tell you why he's telling them that. And I don't like it. See, Diddy think he's slick. See, Diddy know they on his ass. And he trying to figure out between washing clothes and all this other shit, trying to figure out how he can stay cool and stay protected.
Claims circulating online suggest that while housed at facilities like the Metropolitan Detention Center, Brooklyn, and FCI Fort Dix, Sean Combs allegedly referenced high-profile figures in conversation, including Donald Trump. However, these reports remain unverified and largely anecdotal. Public figures often have past interactions across political and entertainment circles, but that does not imply active involvement, influence, or assistance in legal matters. It's important to avoid drawing conclusions based on rumor alone, especially when it involves serious legal questions and prominent political leaders.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
Well, not anymore. After more than a year in prison, Diddy has asked the White House for a pardon, and Donald Trump is shutting him down.
I have a lot of people who have asked me for pardons. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years.
Yeah, that's according to the president himself, who spoke to the New York Times on Wednesday, explaining the request came in a letter. Details of the alleged letter haven't been divulged, but Trump did say he's not planning to commute the mogul sentence. He didn't say why, but it's a move the president has been thinking about for months. Here's what he told reporters during Diddy's marathon trial in May.
He used to really like me a lot. I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact.
News of the rejected pardon coming about a month after Diddy's legal team filed to appeal his sentence and conviction.
Online speculation has pushed the narrative that Donald Trump declined to consider any pardon tied to Sean Combs because of pressure or commentary from 50 Cent. However, there is no verified evidence confirming that 50 had any formal role in presidential decision-making regarding clemency. Rumors suggesting Diddy intended to leverage political connections have circulated widely, but they remain unsubstantiated. As this story continues to unfold, it's critical to distinguish documented legal actions from social media narratives that often amplify speculation far beyond confirmed fact.
50 Cent don't give a damn. He don't give a damn. He literally is saying he's going to reach out to Trump to remind Trump of the things that P. Diddy has said about him for the sole express purposes of making sure that Trump doesn't pardon Diddy in the event that Diddy gets convicted of sex trafficking and racketeering. That's what 50 Cent is sworn to do. And I got to admit to you, that's wild. Damn, you know you got an enemy there when the man want to go out of his way to contact the president, and clearly he has some kind of inroads where he can get to President Trump so President Trump can hear him. He's basically saying, yo, brother need to go down.
When footage allegedly showing Sean Combs in custody began circulating online, 50 Cent quickly reacted on Instagram, adding fuel to an already intense public narrative. Some observers interpret his sustained focus as strategic rather than casual commentary, noting reports that he has invested significant time into developing documentary content and speaking with individuals connected to the broader controversy. Supporters argue he's pushing for transparency and accountability. Critics see calculated amplification. However, there is no verified evidence that his involvement influences legal proceedings. As with any high-profile case, public attention may shape perception, but court outcomes hinge on evidence, not social media momentum.
Probably the biggest troll in the rap game, man.
Oh my gosh,
it's
yes.
Diddy's birthday, November 4th.
Oh, yeah, man.
Today.
Yeah.
It's his birthday.
Yes.
And he happens to put up a post of him, and, there were some pictures released of Diddy on the yard with a couple other prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy to say prisoners, right?
Yeah. You know, he had Bad Boy East, Bad Boy West. That's Bad Boy Prisons.
Yeah. But he put up a picture of those pictures, and he said he looked too happy to me with all them handsome men around. Good morning, New York City.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Dude, how does 50 get away with this?
I don't know.
Because we were talking about, man, 50 don't lose any brand deals. He don't lose any endorsements. He can walk in and sell TV shows.
Oh, yes.
He can be in the boardroom and also be petty as hell, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Even when he sat down with us, he kind of explained a little bit about him and Diddy and the beef.
I haven't had issues with Puffy. I don't like him like that. Like, I don't like things that he would do.
Right.
And make me uncomfortable.
So we're speaking on Diddy. We're speaking on Puff.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't have that thing where, we ain't had no thing. I wasn't sending nothing at him, big. If it was on the street side like that, we would be actively doing things to each other.
I still don't understand.
And we wasn't doing that.
I was still trying to figure out, you do a lot.
Yeah, he does a lot.
You do a lot.
And the uncomfortable part was when he was talking to the Breakfast Club.
Uh-oh.
And he was mentioning how Diddy wanted to take him shopping.
He said something fabulous, and he goes, but me and you, we ain't party. Like, we need to party. What is he talking about? That's the kind of stuff that when people say that to me, I get a little uncomfortable. I get uncomfortable. Like he said something to me one time, a long time ago, at Chris Lighty's wedding. He told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Oh, that's a nice gesture.
Let me get out of dude, you take me. That's what a guy says to a girl.
Hey, dude, that sounds like something Mariana would say.
Yeah,
that's a nice gesture. Like, nah, you don't.
Supporters of 50 Cent argue that the attention generated by his documentary has amplified public awareness surrounding allegations tied to Sean Combs. However, claims that justice is occurring solely because of media exposure are difficult to verify, as legal outcomes ultimately depend on court proceedings and evidence presented by prosecutors. There have also been online rumors suggesting tension escalated after the documentary aired, including reports that 50 posted about receiving flowers allegedly connected to Diddy and interpreted them as symbolic. These claims remain part of social media discourse rather than confirmed legal findings. As always, separating documented developments from speculation is essential when discussing ongoing cases of this magnitude.
Diddler has sent 50 Cent some damn flowers while he locked up, bro. Alright, we all know Diddy is mad about this whole docu-series that 50 put out on Netflix and is #1 going crazy, so you know he mad. Now, according to 50, alright, these are some warning flowers. Y'all know how Diddy used to get down. You know, he used to send people in the mail, he'll send a nigga blow up a car. Y'all know how he get down. So if he mad, clearly he's mad about this documentary. Bro sent 50 some flowers at his hotel while he was in Miami, bro. Now, I ain't gonna show the address on these flowers, but 50 posted the whole address. Now, in the caption, 50 said, "What kind of gay shit is this? Diddy send me flowers at Club 11, LOL. LOL, why all the foreplay? Get busy, you know I'm stupid." Then he commented again and said, "A warning, I'm 90s grimy. You don't warn me, LOL." So y'all know why Diddy sent this. He ain't send it because he happy or proud of 50 for dropping this goddamn docuseries on his demon ass, bro.
Serious claims like this require careful verification. As of now, there are no publicly confirmed court documents establishing that Sean Combs was attacked in custody, threatened with a weapon, or is paying inmates for protection. Reports circulating online about an alleged knife incident and intervention by a corrections officer remain unverified and have not been substantiated by official statements from the Bureau of Prisons or court filings. In high-profile cases, rumors about prison conditions often spread quickly, especially on social media. However, without confirmed documentation, such claims should be treated as allegations rather than established fact. Legal proceedings and official records, not viral posts, are the reliable sources for determining what has actually occurred.
Diddy had something very scary happen to him. One of his close friends is speaking out and saying that while he was sleeping at the MDC Brooklyn jail, somebody came and put a knife, pressed it to his throat. Now, as I keep digging into the story, they're saying yes, a correctional officer or a police officer was the one who came and basically helped him out and quote unquote saved him. Yes. And so, obviously Diddy's lawyers are trying to use this as a way to just get him even moved to a different location. But right now, everything is kind of staying as is.
Yeah, his safety being an issue when he's supposed to be, I think in some sort of protected environment. Remember MDC, isn't that where the Epstein situation happened?
The lawyers, when they were speaking on Diddy being in prison and the circumstances him being in prison, I didn't never hear about this, and nobody ever said anything about this. And I want to know if it's in the prison records. They said one of the guards stopped a dude from shanking Diddy. Now, I'm like, if he was doing all this positive shit in jail, and they was talking about he was all the inmates loved him and they was employing him and doing standing ovation. I wonder what inmate was trying to shake him. Was that one of the Tupac? Was that one of the Tupac fans, or that was one of the Biggie fans? Because they said that the guard, they said that in court. One of the lawyers, one of the guards stopped one of the individuals that was trying to shank him, bro. And that was crazy. Nobody, I never, that didn't leak. Everything leaks from prison, but that didn't leak. Nobody wrote home and said, yo, dudes is in here trying to stab Diddy up. But the lawyers mentioned that today. I want to see if they're going to investigate that right there. You know what I'm saying? And base that, or he probably used that, base that on trying to help Diddy getting into one of those camps or one of those programs.
Gene Deal, who previously worked security for Sean Combs, has recently shared his opinions about how high-profile figures adapt to incarceration. Drawing on his past experience in corrections, Deal suggested that prison can place intense psychological pressure on individuals unaccustomed to that environment. However, predictions about how someone might react, especially suggestions of self-harm, remain speculative and are not supported by verified evidence. It's important to approach such commentary with caution. Public figures often become the subject of strong personal opinions, but assessments about their mental state or resilience behind bars are conjecture unless confirmed by credible medical or legal sources. Serious matters like mental health and prison conditions deserve responsible discussion grounded in fact, not assumption.
Yeah, that makes sense. But you knowing Diddy personally, do you think it's possible he might take his life?
It takes a certain individual to prepare himself to do a lot of years in jail. From the lifestyle that he had, I'm not saying that he can't. I just don't see him able to do time behind bars. Maybe if he'd be in a camp type situation, that's a possibility. But based on the lifestyle and what he's done and what he's accomplished, if he had to go behind those bars for a lot of years, I think that he may commit suicide. He'd do an Epstein.
Commentary from former organized crime figures like Michael Franzese and Sammy Gravano has circulated online, with both men speaking broadly about how certain crimes are viewed within prison culture. However, statements suggesting that Sean Combs is being targeted behind bars because of specific allegations remain speculative and unverified. Prison dynamics are complex, and high-profile inmates often become the subject of rumor and exaggeration. Without confirmed reports from official sources, claims about organized retaliation or coordinated targeting should be treated as opinion rather than established fact, especially while legal proceedings are still ongoing.
Guys in the mob did some terrible, terrible things. The murders were gruesome and violent and painful, and they served a purpose. They were meant to terrify people into staying in line, right? Compare that to the things that you've heard alleged from the witness stand and testimony under oath from a lot of these young women and some of the young men who were his assistants. Compare the guys in the mob to the stuff you're hearing alleged against Diddy.
If we did that in the mob, we would be for it.
we would never touch women and children and stuff like that. So that's against our rules, our principles. We would never get away with something like that. There was a guy, Roy DeMeo and Gas Pipe, who became serial killer for no reason, and they were. So, I mean, if he was in the mafia, he would, and we knew what he was doing, he would have been, there would be no trial.
In coverage, Sean Diddy Combs seeking an immediate release from prison. This week, his attorneys urging a federal appeals court in New York to reverse his conviction on related charges or direct the judge to lighten his 4-year sentence. The National News Desk, Jeff Harris, joining us. Diddy's lawyers, Jeff, officially filing that appeal this week. Tell us more about their argument and also the chances it succeeds. What are you hearing?
So Diddy is currently serving that 50-month prison sentence after being found guilty on those related charges over the summer. In their appeal filing, his lawyers now arguing the music mogul was treated harshly during sentencing by a federal judge who let evidence surrounding charges that he was actually found not guilty of actually then influence his punishment.
If Sean Diddy Combs manages to withstand the storm of legal battles over the next 12 months and successfully defeats every new case being brought against him, the outcome could dramatically shift the narrative. Despite the mounting pressure, intense scrutiny, and nonstop headlines, a complete legal victory would mean one thing: freedom. If his defense team dismantles the allegations and no conviction sticks, Diddy could walk out of this chapter with his name cleared in court, turning what many see as a downfall into one of the most shocking comebacks in entertainment history.
Well, Trump recently announced that he's not going to be pardoning Diddy.
I seen that.
Yeah. Are you surprised?
Yes.
Me too.
I thought he would have pardoned Diddy.
Yeah, because they used to be homies back in the day.
I think maybe Diddy didn't do what he was supposed to do.
What was that?
You know how that go, man. You know, hey, listen, the Chevy in the parking lot, the trunk is open. You know, them pardons ain't just happening to happen. This a fact. Not those type of pardons. But if Diddy does right, and if he's in the drug program, he'll be home later this year anyway.
This year?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think so. He's not coming home this year.
You want to do the math?
Let's do the math.
Okay, let's do the math. 50 months, right? He got 50 months.
Right. About 12 months time served?
Hold on. He got 12 months time. Do they take the 15 from the top?
Yeah.
Okay, so minus his 15%. That leaves 42 and a half months. Minus, he had,
about
was
12.
It 12 months time served? 12.
So that's 30.
That's 30. Minus another 12 months for the drug program. That's why he went there. You do the drug program, they take
18 months.
12 months off. 18 months minus 6 months for the halfway house. 12 and a half months. He got sentenced when, in October? Was it October?
I think that's too soon, but yeah.
All
right, listen, if
I'm
you're right.
doing all the deductions.
Listen, I'll be happy if
you
Diddy's
do know
free.
That's why he wanted the drug program.
Right, to get a reduction.
You
I get
it 12 months off, and then they send you to the halfway house 6 months early. So that leaves him with 12 months.
This is the moment the story takes a dramatic and unexpected turn. It's not just Diddy's legal troubles making headlines, his empire appears to be feeling the pressure too. According to reports, an investigation by the New York Times revealed that he has put his private jet up for sale, the very same jet he once flaunted as a symbol of his larger-than-life success. Now, that luxury asset is reportedly on the market, fueling speculation that the financial strain behind the scenes may be far greater than anyone imagined. Rumors are swirling that mounting legal costs and business fallout have forced him into difficult decisions, with some even claiming he can no longer sustain the $30 million lifestyle he once showcased so proudly.
Mia, you got the final sale price. It says it was not disclosed on the paper, but you got new information.
Well, listen, it runs from between $20 million to $30 million. Of course, they did not tell us what the final sale was. And it's also anonymous. We don't know who bought it.
Listen, I'm not mad at that person. Whoever that is.
Keep it anonymous.
Keep it anonymous. Like, listen, when I'm at the dispensary, I check out anonymously. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want y'all to know what I'm getting in the bag. So same thing applies here. If you're buying Diddy's PJ, you might want to Keep that on the low.
Keep that on the low.
You know
Like
what
you
I'm
said,
saying?
you probably get a paint job after that.
You
know
feel
what I'm
me?
saying? Cover that up.
Just put primer over the Bad Boy logo. Like, yo, we gonna cover this up real quick.
Can you imagine what that pre-purchase inspection was like?
Yo,
man.
yo, we was talking about this off
Check
mic.
all the cracks and crevices.
Big room raiders energy. We're going in there with the black.
Yo, you gotta get the black light.
Black light.
They don't even want to check the engine. We don't care about the engine.
We don't care about none of that.
Check the carpets. Check
That's
the chairs.
Rip out. We gotta reupholster this whole joint.
Everything.
Now, this was actually sold due to legal pressure. So maybe he's using these funds to, pay the lawyers, pay the staff, because I know the staff was also waiting for some money while he is incarcerated.
Right. That's what happens when the boss goes down. You know what I'm saying? Them checks slow up.
The stakes just got even higher. Reports suggest Diddy now needs serious financial firepower to defend himself as new legal challenges continue to surface. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department has confirmed the launch of a new criminal investigation, adding another layer of pressure to an already intense situation. TMZ was among the first outlets to break the news, sending shockwaves across the industry. The reported investigation allegedly involves Jonathan Hay, known publicly for past ties to Rihanna's team, as well as CJ Wallace, the son of the Notorious B.I.G. Claims have surfaced that Hay was assaulted after being invited to work on music, though these remain allegations at this stage. As each new development unfolds, the legal battle surrounding Diddy appears to be growing more complex by the day.
Combs now facing new assault allegations, this time from a man in Florida. According to ABC News, investigators in LA received a report from a police department in Florida where the alleged victim lives, and now they are working on the case. Eyewitness News anchor Mike Marza in the newsroom with the very latest details. Mike.
Well, David, here's what we know. The new allegations of against Sean Diddy Combs come from a music producer who went to police in Florida, but the alleged crimes happened in Los Angeles. Jonathan Hay is his name. That's the person who filed the complaint, and he's one of the John Does that filed a civil lawsuit against Combs in July. The first alleged incident was in September of 2020 in LA. Hay alleging that Combs performed acts in front of him and asked for oral sex. In a second incident, in 2021, Hay claims that CJ Wallace, the son of the rapper Notorious B.I.G., took him to a location where two men put something over his head, he says, before Combs forced himself on Hay several times. Combs is currently serving out a sentence in Fort Dix, New Jersey, following his conviction earlier this year on two related charges. Combs' representatives have not yet responded to this lawsuit.
And just when it seemed like the legal storm couldn't intensify any further, another explosive layer emerged. This isn't the only case casting a shadow over Diddy. Reports claim that 50 Cent's documentary has brought renewed attention to the long controversial murders of Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G., alleging newly surfaced testimony and previously unseen evidence. According to the documentary's narrative, witness statements and claims of connections have been presented publicly for the first time, reigniting decades-old speculation. It's important to note that these assertions remain allegations, but their release has once again thrust one of hip-hop's darkest chapters back into the spotlight, amplifying the controversy surrounding Diddy to an entirely new level.